did you expect? I'm Grace Moser, and that is probably a question that will come up most when I tell you that the topic of this informative speech is to inform you on how to give a speech. We all have expectations, whether they be of earning a passing grade, of entertaining and informing an audience, of surviving a speech. I have my own expectations of myself as a speaker, and you have your expectations as an audience. I may not exceed or even fulfill your expectations as an audience, but I will persevere and present to you what I've prepared by checking out some speaking advice from the pros. These 3 P's that I've mentioned are the 3 key components of a successful speech: preparation, presentation, and perseverance. The first step in this speech is preparation of ideas. The key to preparing a topic is to keep the audience in mind. It's important to consider them when researching. Thinking about what the audience might ask ensures that the topic choice, the speech duration, and the residual message are relevant to the audience. I figured that you all, as students in a public speaking class, might enjoy hearing about what you've been learning from one of your peers. I hope that's relevant. Writing questions out about what the audience might want to know about a topic is helpful when writing out questions to research. Your questions will probably include, will she present anything that we haven't learned yet? My response would be no, but I will mention some tips that other speech givers have. Is speaking about speaking? Is that like speechception? My response would be yes. Then I would continue. The second step in speech giving is presentation of thoughts. In presenting ideas to an audience, it is beneficial to be yourself. I am a very studious person, and I enjoy understanding core elements of a subject, which is why I decided to look into speech giving tips from people who have been in the field to add to what we've been learning in this class. Sharing emotions with the audience allows for personal connection and relation to the audience, says Sales Insider. To be honest, I'm very nervous right now, as I imagine we all are when we present, but all of us are getting better at this with each speech. This is because the next reason. Being confident in one's ability to communicate thoughts is vital to presenting a speech. As Fortune journalist Dinah Eng puts it, all of us are driving a Ferrari with the handbrake on. She loves teaching how to let it out. We all have a basic understanding of the things that we read. When we speak about the things that we learn, we may not have the answer to every question about the topic, but research is what gives us credibility to speak roughly on the subject. All we can do is present the information that we have. That is why I'm presenting to you what I understand about speech giving, presenting what I know. Once a speaker is able to let their thoughts freely flow out, they must complete the task by finishing out the chance to speak. The last step in speech giving, perseverance through the speech. As the speech progresses, it will become apparent that not everything can be seamlessly projected. For example, my paper might falter. My words might falter as they did earlier. So it is valuable to be able to alter one's falters, as 8 Ways to Be a Better Speaker mentions, in a way that does not distract from the message. Every time I trip, I might laugh or take a breath, but as long as I don't say that 2-letter word that rhymes with some, all is well. Take consolation in knowing that not everything can be presented in one speech, says Harvard Business Review, Anderson. A speech is simply an opportunity to share ideas in a pre-decided group setting. There are plenty of deeper topics that I can be sure that both you and I would delight in exploring, but that is all I have for you today. So the next time you get to present a speech, have no fear. Just prepare, present, and persevere. Prepare for the audience's questions and interests. Present the information that you learn. Persevere through the kinks that you come across with each speech. No matter what you say, leave the audience with something to think about. As Chris Anderson said, a successful talk is a little miracle. People see the world a little differently afterward. You might see me differently. You might see this class differently. You might see this project differently, but something has changed, no matter how small. The change might not be very large, much less observable in visible form, but what did you expect?